Hey everyone, Ramdy here, and today we're going to be talking about Studio Sound, which I like to refer to as an audiophile's favorite feature. Because Studio Sound uses AI to regenerate and enhance your voice, all while removing background noise, room echo, and all other unwanted sounds. Which really comes in handy in a pinch if you don't have your audio equipment on you, or if you don't have $1 million to spend on equipment, but you still want your audio to sound good. And it works amazingly. It makes it sound like you're in a studio or something. Wait, is that why they call it that? Alright, so here I am on my project, and as you can see, I have my footage set up here, and the audio is not very great.
And this party was insane, okay? Everybody from my whole, town was there.
I'm not using a good microphone, I have a fan going on in the background, and I stupidly forgot to turn off the music before recording. So it's pretty stinky. So let's use Studio Sound to give it a little push. All I have to do is open up Underlord and enable Studio Sound. And if I open up the settings, I can also change the intensity of how much I want the effect applied. So now Descript will do its thing and start processing my audio. And once it's done, that's it. Consider my audio enhanced. Now all that's left to do is sit back and listen to the sweet, sweet results.
And this party was insane, okay? Everybody from my whole, town was there.
Perfect. So just like that, with a simple click of a button, I now have a video with much better audio quality. Now, one thing to note is that when enabling Studio Sound, it'll be applied to your entire audio file, meaning you can't really pick and choose for a specific file where you want Studio Sound applied. If you turn it on, it'll be applied to the entire audio file that you've selected, which in most cases is what you want anyways, but just keep that in mind while using it. So that was pretty simple, right? But now let's move on to a situation that's just a little bit more complicated. So let's say I'm editing a podcast episode and I'm using a sequence to do so. And if you've never heard of sequences, don't worry. They basically just allow you to sync multiple audio tracks together and edit them as one singular audio file. Now, like before, if I just select the clip and enable Studio Sound, it'll be enabled for the entire sequence audio, meaning all audio that's contained in the sequence will have Studio Sound applied to it, which is fine. But what if I only want Studio Sound applied to a specific speaker in my sequence? For example, if a guest is calling in and using their laptop microphone. Well, that's simple. All I have to do is go into my sequence, which I can find in my project tab, or I can just go into my script editor, right click and select edit sequence from there. And now I'm able to choose a specific audio track and enable Studio Sound individually. So that's pretty much how you use Studio Sound. As you can see, it makes it much easier and much cheaper to get nice, crisp sounding audio. And it also saves you from having to re-record if you're editing and you notice that your neighbor's stupid dog was barking the entire time in the background, which may or may not have happened to me before. But all right, that's it for me. And now it's time to start recording my own podcast where I just practice screaming for an hour and a half. I'm getting really good at it. All right, see you guys in the next one. Bye.